Hi, I'm Andrew Hodgdon with the Multi-All Company. Today we're doing another walkthrough on a beautiful Balance 442. This particular boat is a 2022 model named Supergirl. As the former technical director for Balance, I was intimately involved in the design of these boats. So today we're going to focus on some of the unique features that set them apart from the competition. Let's go take a look. Starting in the cockpit, you'll see a lot of the design features that really I'd like to highlight. First of all, as you can see, there's tons of lounge seating. The 442 is great for hosting guests. Along those same lines, one nice feature is that this salon table can drop down and has a cushion that goes on top of it to make this into one large lounge bed, obviously in combination with the sun lounge up here. Obviously, we have a ton of storage underneath the seat here and under the aft seating and at the table as well. Under the helm seat here is a large refrigerated space. So this can work as a big drink fridge, or it can be additional refrigerated cold storage for when you're going offshore. You can really pack that full of perishables. So while we're at the helm, we'll go ahead and take a look at the Versa helm. I think most people who have been looking at Balance are already familiar with this. As you can see, the helm swings down. We have a fantastic seating area here where I can steer the boat. Looking out through the salon windows, I have 360-degree all-round visibility and fantastic weather protection down here. You also have the throttles in a fairly comfortable position. If you're motoring or motor sailing, you can manipulate the throttles from here. Swing that back up. It locks into place here. If we want to be up in the sunshine, we just slide that open and I can go to the up helm position. In the sunshine, in the breeze, you've got all your winches, the clutches up here, so all the sail handling takes place here. We have instruments at both positions, chart plotter at both positions. I can access the throttle from both positions. Moving through the cockpit, another really nice feature is the outdoor grill. As you can see here, Supergirl is equipped with a Kenyan electric grill. There's a little sink here with a tap. The davits, they're carbon fiber. They're designed to carry a really high load. As you can see, she's got a nice center console dinghy out here. This is equipped with a 20 horse outboard. You don't want to go a whole lot bigger than that, but that's a nice comfortable dinghy and pretty good size for this size vessel. If we look back here at the scoop, you'll notice wide boarding platforms. Very important, you have an exposed corner here. So boarding from the dock is much easier when where you have a place to step. You're not climbing over the gunnel. And then of course, the large oversized swim ladder. This breaks down and collapses and can be removed when you're at sea. Go into one of the storage lockers. Finally, we have access to the engine compartments here. This boat has fantastic engine access. You can see that's a large hatch to get into this space. The engines are right there in front of you for doing maintenance. You know, you've got strainer, fuel filters, everything right here, easily accessible. So it's not like you're hanging upside down in a bilge trying to access your engine for routine maintenance. Now let's move forward up on deck and we'll look at a couple items up there. You have, well, as we're going by, your dagger board controls are here. They're manual. You have an up line and a down line. If you can, typically if the board's not loaded up, you can just do this by hand. You can just pull on them and do it by hand. If they are loaded up, you can put them to this electric winch here for a little mechanical assist. And then there's these really smart line storage bins built into the steps here. We've got 3 electric winches here. All the clutches, this is obviously accessed from the up helm position. All the lines run from the mast. You can basically operate the whole boat from this up helm position. Another fantastic feature on these boats is the built-in handholds. They're built in obviously to the hardtop, like ferret in and molded in. You can get a really good grip on it. It's got a nice lip to it. And these can also double as rain catchment if the boat's set up that way. All the salon windows are laminate glass. They're real glass. They're not a polycarbonate. So they're never gonna craze. They're never gonna get, you know, that spider web cracked look to them. You're always gonna have fantastic visibility through them. You can rain X them, do stuff like that. So fantastic, high quality materials. The way the dolphin seats on this boat are situated it's a lot more functional than most catamarans. Most catamarans have them facing aft, which most people want to face forward. So you have a backrest here, nice big seat. You can sit up here, enjoy some nice weather, watch dolphins ride the bow, and you're fully secure and safe. You know, kids can be up here without too much worry. And that actually reminds me, we've got all these custom stanchions on the balance. They're a little bit taller than a usual factory stanchion. The way they're attached is that they are attached onto a fixed point on the deck, so they don't crack and break like a lot of the off-the-shelf design stanchions. These are aluminum anodized. As far as operation of the boat, ground tackle, you can access the anchor from a little trap door here in the longeron. It's a really nice design because it moves the weight of the anchor aft off the cross beam, but you still have easy, good access to it. Your bridle's right here. It hooks on. It's got like a D-ring that it hooks onto so you don't lose it. And as you put the chain out, you can clip it on right here and send it on its way. So that's another really smart feature. The windlass, of course, is in this locker. You can see also easily accessible, but you have a ton of chain drop. So you're not going to get this jamming up from the chain piling up into the windlass. And this is, of course, a wet space. You've got your breaker here, so if anything pops, you're right there. You're not having to run and find it on the interior. Right here at the mast step, pretty large storage locker. As you can see, she's got a spare anchor in here, some jerry cans. And it's worth noting that there is a port light right here on both sides. These vessels are equipped with self-tacking jibs. On a furler, you know, when you're sailing main and jib, it's about as easy as it gets. The sails, they are a proprietary ADSL material. You know, the design of them was focused on performance and longevity, so it's going to be great performance characteristic with the longevity of a typical cruising sail. Not to mention they're like a gray material. They look super cool. We also have 1600 watts of solar and the Starlink internet up here. So one of the fantastic features that make this boat just like a really great liveaboard is these sliding doors. You have 3 sliders here that really open up the space between the salon and cockpit, give it really that open concept feel. Supergirl specifically has some gorgeous cabinetry. This is the American oak. This is all real wood, handcrafted cabinetry on all these boats. They're all semi-custom. It's foam core to give it some weight reduction, but this is a real wood veneer. Stepping into the galley, we'll see, obviously it's got a large farm sink. These are custom sinks to have kind of the unique feature of you can have drain racks, cutting boards that all fit in here. Super cool feature. And then it has this built-in dish rack here for doing dishes, and then you set them here to dry, and that drains out. Supergirl is equipped with a induction cooktop. This is a 4-burner SMEG induction cooktop, and we have a convection oven. Can double as a microwave. This is a Whirlpool. You can see it's a good size. Obviously, lots of cabinetry, the built-in spice rack, tons of storage space, so you're never going to be lacking for places to put your dishware, utensils, that kind of thing. These are Corian countertops. Obviously, this is a bit of a darker gray, very attractive. Next, we have the forward-facing nav station. Integral control screen, your Victron battery monitor screen, a VHF radio, kind of some of the 12-volt switches and stuff. Again, we have the laminate glass windows. They're fantastic. You can see they've got a little bit of a tint to them to cut down on that UV. You also have these fantastic ocean air blinds. They're custom made for this model that really, it offers a lot of privacy, and also if obviously if you're not underway, then cuts down on that UV as well. Next, we have the U-shaped settee here. You can see that it's quite large, so you can sleep laying across. You also have the table. This is custom made for this boat, but it's got the trifold, so You have the kind of offshore setup where you can put a cup here and it's got the grippy surface and the fiddles, or the at anchor dining, where you have a larger table, you can seat more people, and you don't have the fiddles in the way to bump your elbows. This also drops down and can turn this into a giant lounge bed, essentially a big queen size bed. Finally, we have the refrigeration. These are Vertifrigo units, double drawer units. We have 2 of them. These can be set to fridge freezer, right? So you can, whatever you happen to need at that particular time, you can, they're interchangeable. So if you need all freezer space, you can have all freezers, all fridges, or any combination. It's also worth mentioning that all the electronics, or the vast majority of the electronics on these boats are 48 volt. So let's go down to the owner's cabin and take a look down there. Something you'll notice on the 442 and all the balances really is we have these kind of interesting steps here. They're called tread steps. They kind of alternate back and forth. It's a little unusual when you first encounter it, but once you get used to it, they're fantastic. And that basically allows us to have a comfortable stairway down without having a landing that disrupts the flow in the hallway. As you can see here in the hallway, there's tons of cabinetry. There's just cabinets everywhere, drawers everywhere. Lots of storage. Here's the dagger board trunk. Over here we also have the electrical space, so you have the inverter charger. We got 2 of those. Down here we have the water maker, the electrical panels back behind here. And then moving forward, this is a large privacy door for closing off the entire owner suite from the salon. And behind that, we have the washer dryer, which everybody likes to see. Moving forward, we have the master berth. As you can see, a lot more storage, hanging lockers, drawers underneath the bed. It's a large queen size bed, cubbies on both sides, outlets to plug in your phone, places to keep your book. The port light, which I mentioned when we were on deck, you can see that opens up into this space. You can leave that hatch on deck open and then open this port light, and you're getting a breeze into this cabin that is secure. You know, no one can come in through that from like a security standpoint. And also if it rains, it goes into that storage locker, but it won't come into the boat. So it kind of acts like an old Dorade. Finally, we have a large owner's closet, I guess you might say. This is the bow locker on the starboard side. Different owners set this up different ways. She's obviously got it set up as a closet, but you could set it up as a workshop. You could set it up as gear storage, you know, so whatever your preference is. One final feature that people really seem to like on these boats is the large head. So this is the master head. As you can see, the defining feature here is the oversized shower. So I'm 6'1", I've got plenty of headroom here. There's a big seat to sit, beautiful fixtures for the shower. There's some storage space back here. And then of course, Tecma electric toilet. These heads can be switched between fresh or salt water, which is a really nice feature for offshore. And then nice big vanity, large sink, and another interesting aspect on these boats is you have the access to systems is just fantastic. So for upkeep and maintenance, anything that you're going to need to work on is easily accessed from, you know, behind a cabinet or you know, some hatch opening. You don't have to tear apart half the boat to get to something that you're going to need to service. And I'm not going to tear it apart right now, but the steering system and the winch solenoids are right here behind this cabinet, and I can get to it in about 2 seconds if I need to. All right, let's take a quick look at the guest side of the boat. One of the features on the 442 that sets it apart from some of the bigger models of the balance range is the head. On the 442, it's centrally located on the inboard side here. You can see you got actually a pretty comfortable sized guest head with a separate shower stall, but it's all one unit, which it is not on some of the other models. Moving forward, we have the forward guest cabin here. It's pretty much identical to the master on the starboard side. The primary difference being that you do not have the big closet. This is the sail locker, which is mostly accessed from on deck. You still have a access port through this cabin if you need, but it's primarily designed to be accessed from on deck. But that said, you still have all the great storage and basically the same comfort and amenities as the master. So finally, the aft guest cabin. The bed's a little bit smaller, but could still very comfortably sleep 2 people. You have still quite a bit of storage and the cubby spaces, fantastic ventilation through the port lights, and a lot of light, and it's a fantastic cabin. And not to mention, you also have a large storage space underneath this bunk. So that's a nice detailed look at the Balance 442 Supergirl. As you can see, the owner's version 3-cabin layout is fantastic for a cruising couple or a small family to live aboard and really go do some proper blue water voyaging. The focus is on performance and livability, and she strikes the perfect balance of those 2 characteristics. So if you'd like to see her for yourself, I'd be happy to set up a showing for you. You can reach out to me directly. My details are in the description of this video, and I look forward to chatting with you.